What's up, guys? It's Other Jesus, and instead of an entry into the Diary of a Matchmaking Noob, I wanted to do a Battlefield 4 wish list. As you guys know, I am a 10-year Halo veteran converted over to Battlefield 3 and have been loving it. So I have a little Battlefield 4 wish list. Been playing this game for a little while now, and there's always been some things that have just kind of bugged me, or I thought maybe needed a little bit of an improvement, or just some different ideas that DICE could do with Battlefield 4. So these are in no particular order, really. So the first one, fix the wall glitch, or the wall geometry. You know, where you back into a corner and you go into prone and half of your body is stuck in the wall, and sometimes your legs are even poking out the other side of the building. Then there's the vehicle animation. A lot of you guys know other games, like for example Halo. When you enter or exit a vehicle, there is a slight animation leaving you vulnerable. And this is way more realistic than Battlefield, where you can just, at the blink of an eye, hop into and out of vehicles and jets. It's just, frankly, it's ridiculous, and it really needs to be looked at, especially for a game that boasts such an amount of realism. If they can't add that animation, you know, if it's too deeply buried in the code, then they need to have some kind of a timer. You know, maybe perhaps you hit the button to get out of the vehicle and it's not instantaneous. You know, maybe there's like a 2 or 3 second delay or something like that. I think that would really add a lot more realism and just balance out the vehicles a lot more. So next up is the different rates of fire on the guns, or the different shooting modes on the guns, I should say. For example, a lot of guns have 2 or 3 different modes of fire. What happens a lot, especially on console, I don't know if this happens on PC because I'm playing on console, but we use the D-pad a lot on the console to drop a med pack or drop some ammo, and I think what happens a lot is that you'll go to drop the ammo, but at the same time you drop the ammo, you're accidentally hitting, I think it's up on the D-pad, and it switches your gun into single fire, so you're just firing one bullet at a time instead of long bursts. Now, I mean, this is cool because guns, I guess, you know, they really have these different modes of fire in real life, but I mean, really, who is using single shot mode on the M16 or the AEK or the M5K or name any gun? I mean, who is really using that? Probably one of the most biggest one for me would be a better party system. Again, I don't know how it is on PC, but on Xbox, it is insanely frustrating. You get a squad together, you play a game, and maybe you want to change servers, and you have to re-invite everybody. And to make matters worse, you can't hear your friends, you can't hear your squad unless you're all actually in a squad together. So what happens is people on Xbox Live get into the party system, which is fine. But then if you want to do team chat, you have to get out of the party system and then go into the Battlefield team chat. It's just kind of annoying. I think they really need to take a look at the Halo model in particular, where it's really easy to invite your friends into a squad together and look for games together, or even search for games together. I think that DICE really needs to just kind of take a look at some of the ways that other games out there help you do their party system. Next up on consoles, you gotta have 60 frames per second. I mean, you just have to. Call of Duty just shines in this area. They might not have the most realistic graphics, but sometimes the prettiest graphics aren't always what counts. It really boils down to gameplay, and you know, Halo failed with giving us 60 frames per second. So I think if DICE could give us 60 frames per second on the consoles, on these next-gen consoles, they really should. Otherwise, they're just going to still be kind of looked at as last-gen on console. So what else? Getting stuck on twigs or not being able to jump over small railings or rocks. I guess that kind of falls in line with fixing the geometry. But sometimes I'll just be running along and I'll stop and then I can't move and I'm like cut on a twig. Like what am I caught on? Or one side of the balcony I'm able to jump over, but for some reason this other area of the balcony my character will just not jump over. It boggles me. What else do we have here? On console again, there should be some better options or more customizable options for the controller setup for the spot button. Putting spot on the left bumper would be ideal, and maybe putting the grenade on the right bumper, that would be fantastic. Just sometimes when you're trying to spot guys and you're hitting the select button, quite often you'll hit the guide button. At least I will, and I'm a total noob, so it's probably just me. So spot on the left bumper, that would be tight. And then knifing. So it's got to be one or the other with knifing. So for example, if I knife a fence, I put my knife away automatically. Like if I want to knife through a chain link fence, I knife it and then I pull my gun right back out. Okay, but then if I knife an enemy and I take his tags, my knife stays out, and then I'm running around with my knife. That's cool if all I want to do is run around and knife people, but I don't. I want to be able to have my gun ready as soon as possible, just in case someone else is around the corner. I don't want to try and stab him in the face. I want to try and shoot him in the face. So we need a bit more consistency there, I think. I've heard a lot of people complain about suppression, and you know, I kind of have to agree. It's great to have the suppressive effect. If someone's shooting at me, yeah, it should kind of blur my screen or whatever, but I don't think it should randomize or deviate where my bullets are going. Some of us pride ourselves on aim, and so if I've got that guy's face in my crosshairs and I'm pulling the trigger, those bullets have already left my gun and they're flying through the air. So just because he's shooting at me after the fact, I don't think that my bullets are going to go astray after they've left my gun. Just saying. There's been a lot of talk too about, you know, the different classes, and are some classes too powerful? And obviously I do believe that the medic class is, or I'm sorry, the assault class is the most powerful class because it has the best guns. So if DICE could kind of spread out the guns a little bit, or maybe make some of the guns in the other classes have some real definite advantages over, say, you know, everybody getting boned up on the M16A3. You know, spread the guns out a little bit, or make some of the other guns in the other classes a little bit powerful or more desirable. I'm not sure what to do there, but one thing I thought of as well, instead of allowing the assault class to have the defibrillator and a health pack, I think it could kind of balance it out if there was one or the other. You know, if you had to either select a med pack or a defibrillator, one or the other. And that's it for now, guys. Thanks for listening to my suggestions. I guess they're kind of console specific, but nevertheless I wanted to share them with the community. I know there's a lot of other great suggestions out there, but those were just a few that were on my wish list for Battlefield 4. So thanks for watching, guys. Please feel to leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Other Jesus, I'm out. piece.